Good morning. First cast. I didn't have time to even set the tripod up, so I've got the fish in the net. Didn't put any bait out. Didn't even have a chance for a cup of tea or to guess what the fish was. It's not a big one, but I am not going to be a blanker today because I've just caught a small bream, a skimmer as they are known. Business as usual though is resumed. First cup of tea of the day. It's great, isn't it? Second cast and I'm getting a little indication there that there's an interested fish. This could prove to be a very busy session indeed. I've had them where they've been so fish filled that I've taken a flask with me and I've probably only drunk a quarter of it while I've been there. Because after all, I am here to fish, not drink tea. If I wanted to just do the latter, I could stop at home and do it instead. However, I do love my tea. Mentioned on a number of occasions. I know there are coffee drinkers now and people love their coffee, but I'm still a very traditional English tea drinker. Second fish, and I've got a perch on the bank. The fish are feeding very well this morning, so much so that I'm having to use my disgorger, and they're also lively. Another perch. When they are like this, strike early, but don't forget your disgorger and your forceps as well. This one wants to go back. Let's do that. I'll just show you quickly. It really is one of those mornings where I'm catching so many fish. Not showing everyone to the screen. Perch and bream so far. Bait's been in the water about 30 seconds or so. I haven't even had a touch yet. That's about the slowest it's been, to give you an idea of what it's been like. Not that I'm complaining, far from it. It's going again though. What is it this time? Oh, that was a better perch. Not massive, just a nice enough fish. I'll show you my setup while I've got the bait out of the water. It's a small Shimano reel. It's a Gray's Prodigy float rod. And I've got a small, make sure there's no cyclist coming as I take the rod back over the towpath behind me. And I've got a small Drennan 0.6 gram float, 4 pound Maxima Chameleon, and that's going right through to another Drennan product, one that I use regularly, the Super Specialist hook. It's a size 14, 2 white maggots, and that anchor shot as well, a few inches away, which is important when you're on the canal, because although it's a still water, nevertheless there is flow on there, not just when the boats come through, but also from the general water movement as well, from the locks and the overflow, because even when the locks are full, often there's a little bit of leakage that can create a certain amount of flow for a while. Got the bait back out, fishing with mixed maggots, just put a few of those out by hand. And I've got some brown crumb with mixed maggots in there as well. The fish, as I've said, are feeding very well today. Water temperature is good. They're active. They're on the munch. Float's going again. I'm going to strike in a moment, and there I do. And I think this could be a little bream. It's what I've been catching so far. No, it's a perch. a little perch. The common denominator is little, and just like so many of the previous ones, it's actually taken the hook as well. There it is. I'll show that one, and then I'll do the operation on the fish. Get the hook out and get it back into the water. Not too far into the mouth, so very simple to do. But you need the disgorger and the forceps. I've got a number of disgorgers. They may be different colours, but they're also different sizes, so that will depend on the size of the fish. And then the forceps, I prefer these because when you can make contact with the hook, it's so much easier then to just pull it out. You can't do that on a small fish, or particularly a bream that has quite a small mouth. Catch a perch of about 4 ounces, no problem at all. However, it could be a little bit deeper, so you might need the disgorger. Always good to carry. Well, it's essential, important to carry a disgorger. It's always good to carry a few though, for the different types of fish and different situations you find yourself in, and of course your forceps. I'm into another bream. I thought it might have been a perch, but it's a bream. And the hook came out, but it did so in the net. There it is. Definitely action all the way. Mostly the smaller perch and bream. This is a slightly larger bream, that is. And that's in the net. And like the previous one, there you go. This one looks like a pike has had a go at it. You've got that on both sides, so it's grabbed it. They are slippery customers though. And as far as this bream is concerned, it lived to fight another day. Another perch. I've had a bite every single cast, and I've hit most of them as well. A few bream, vast majority though, my favourite, the perch. And they are getting bigger. This is an example of the fish that I've been catching in the last few casts. Quite a nice perch, that. And quite a feisty one as well. And the hook is right there, easily taken out. I'll still use the forceps though, because it gives you a much better grip, so you're not poking around with your fingers. Right, the maggots are still wriggling. I wonder if they know what's happened to them. They've gone through an experience, haven't they, from sitting in my fridge with their peers. Tell you what, I might need the glasses for this one. I can't see in front of my nose very well. And then they're impaled on a hook. Sounds brutal. And taken by a perch. Good tune. I'm going to be on my way shortly, and when I publish this blog entry later today, it must include the words action all the way, because that's been a description, a very accurate description of what this session has been like. Right from the start, continually through to the end, I've had bites and fish on the bank. I've got Diana Ross and the Supremes to keep me company on the way back home. The Reflections album, which includes my favourite DRATS track, In and Out of Love. And if you are fishing yourself this week, tight lines, and I hope you get some big ones on the bank. But above all, I hope you enjoy your time out at the water's edge, because ultimately that's what it's about.